started to to call me like idiot or something, then I was like, what the hell, man?
That's a perfect introduction to the final scoop.
Oh, we're live?
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, sneaky. Very sneaky.
Bastard.
It was just that last little clip where you said somebody called you an idiot.
So. Oh, I'm just gonna get banned by Nick or what?
Welcome, one and all, to another installment, another heaping helping of the final scoop. My name is Schinetsky, the supplement engineer. Joining me, as always, is my international band of troublemakers, game changers, thought leaders, and provocateurs. In Lukasz, troublemaker Rytkowski, Prometeus, intelligent sports technology. Lord Shane, first of his name, master of the Dominion of New Zealand. Stack3D.com. Robert, the Russian crusher Samborsky, Apollon Nutrition. Welcome, my friends. How are you all doing? It's good to see your wonderful faces again. Shane, happy anniversary. Hope all is well.
Now we can say it officially. Happy anniversary.
Right. You pulled off like a really good lie. I thought it was fitting. But see, 3 weeks prior, Nikki said, I think it was 4 weeks before then. Nikki was like, oh, we're going to throw my parents' anniversary party. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, when have you ever done that? And she was like, I don't know, it's a special one. And then I said, something's up. And she said, what do you mean something's up? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know why you're throwing a party. It just sounds weird. And then ever since then, she's been going up there to her sister's place and organizing this party. And I'd always say to her, I'd be like, oh, you're going to the party? And she's like, you're going to be so upset when you find out that it's got nothing to do with you. And I was like, yeah, or I'll be right. And I'll say, fucking told you so. And then on Friday, the day, 2 days before, she said, make sure you have a shower on Sunday. And I said to her, nah, dude, something's up. And she's like, what do you mean? You can't have a shower? And I said, yeah, I'll have a shower, but you've never asked me to have a shower for anything. And she's like, people will be there. And I said, not even for Ava's birth did you say have a shower, okay? And I said, something's fucked up here. And then on the morning of, Lukasz over here goes and tags me on Facebook saying, happy anniversary. Jeez. So I was like, not only are they doing the podcast, Lukasz knows it's my anniversary. And I was like, I said to my friend, I was like, dude, the jig is up. Lukasz pretty much confirmed it for you.
Fuck.
Ruined everything, Lukasz.
Nikki was like, God damn, Lukasz. And I was like, look, dude, he shares shit. You know, this is what he does. Okay?
You know what's the problem with me? Yeah, I share too much shit. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that I always forgot about these fucking time zones. That's why. Yeah,
because I said to her, maybe he thinks it's nighttime of the anniversary.
Yeah,
but then I was
I thought it was already over. You know, I was like, oh yeah, now I can share the stuff that we.
It was funny. It was good. She's like, not only did he post it, he tagged me and you.
Yeah, I tagged Nikki and Shane, yeah. So yeah.
That's funny.
Not bad.
You know what, as fucked up as it is, but when you reflect on it, it's actually very funny. It's very cool. It's
very funny.
It's something that you get to remember. Like, oh, you know what? I had a surprise anniversary party. Lukasz fucked it up. Now that's funny.
Now Lukasz was just the cherry on top. I had my suspicions. The shower thing, I was like, nah, dude, what's going on here? Something. I'll have a shower, but asking me to have a shower, for sure.
I think that's the more interesting thing that your wife has to say. Shane, make sure you shower today. I found that.
No, but that's not the thing. I will shower for an occasion, birthday, going out, whatever.
So not on a normal daily basis. Showers not in the daily.
No, I'll shower at night.
Okay.
But it was the fact that she said to me, "Make sure you shower."
I gotcha.
That was when I was like, "Nah, dude, something's up."
Yeah.
You know what? When it comes to surprises, I think that and Robert and I actually talked about it after he canceled it, so to speak. And I remember, Robert, I said the less we talk about it, the better it is. Because the thing is like, I think that people, when they prepare like a surprise something, anything surprise, they tend to overdo it. And I think if you keep a low key and you don't talk about it and like act normal, which is very hard, I understand, but people are so nervous, they kind of like, most of the time they tend to give it away, of course, unintentionally, but it does happen a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully all the festivities were enjoyable.
Oh, it was fun.
Y'all had a good time. Shower or not, hopefully you had a good time.
I had a shower.
Okay, well,
I had 2 that day.
Well, there we go. Listeners tuning in on live stream, any queries, quick smart-ass remarks you guys have, feel free to post them up to anything and everything over the course of the next little while that we are with you. And before we get into too much of the shenanigans of the day, if you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. Turn on notifications on stack.com and give Shane's podcast a 4.5-star review whenever he starts posting episodes again.
Yeah, I'm doing stuff now, so you can listen again.
There we go. Contortion. If there are any nootropics people can utilize to increase the rate of gaining muscle memory? No. That just
That
comes from
that is a crazy concept.
It is, but muscle memory, it's purely about putting in the reps and the work in the gym.
To be honest, that's been, look, I don't have a family. Do you think there's something that I could take to kind of give me a family in the memory? I feel like it would be really difficult to even conceptualize how to gain muscle memory.
Yeah. Although I'm sure
if that were the case, though,
that's going to post a video saying this nootropic can help you get muscle memory, but no, that is purely from putting work in the gym.
If that's the case, though, I would be like, look, can I get 7 reps for 600 pounds in memory? And then just, that's like just a crazy concept. I don't think it's ever possible, but
if we were giving anything away today, that might be the award for the most innovative question for the podcast.
It's one of those things where like it sounds crazy right now, but hey, 10 years,
Bro,
Apollon might have harder target version 12, and it's got muscle memory inside. I don't know, somehow.
Yeah, it's kind of like with all the AI things that are getting developed now, and people are gonna start putting chips in their brains and all kinds of other weird shit. Eventually, it's gonna happen where you can do like memory implantation into somebody's like brain stem.
Yeah, but see, memory that makes sense, but muscle memory, I don't even know what I can't even begin to figure out where that's gonna go.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Would be cool though.
It would be. Okay, let's spin this another question. Assuming you could implant muscle memory, what would be the one physical feat you would want to do to program in your muscles saying that?
It's just ridiculous, because if I was I'd just be like 1 rep at 2,000 pounds on deadlift. It'd just be dumb as shit.
Okay, something that's in the realistic realm of possibility then. I don't know if a human's ever going to deadlift 2,000 pounds.
Don't say never.
I don't, in our life.
I don't think, maybe not. Oh.
Hi guys. Hi Simon.
I suppose you'd have trouble though, because just because you have the muscle memory to do it doesn't necessarily mean you have the muscle to do it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I can program my...
Different question. Does that cause like a conniption fit between your peripheral nervous system and your central nervous system?
Now, see, because I remember my granddad, he always used to say that he was like a great swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
I was a good swimmer and my sister was a good swimmer, and he was like, I used to be really good too. And he heard all these stories of us being relatively successful, and then he's like, he got this idea in his head that he could still swim like he used to.
Yeah.
So went down to local pool, fully thinking he could swim. Gets at the start of the blocks, like jumps into the pool to start swimming, and he just sinks to the bottom, like just flat straight down to the bottom. Can't get up, doesn't know how to float, doesn't know how to swim, and then the lifeguards had to jump in and get him. See, the muscle memory was there, but the motherfucker was just about to drown.
Shit.
So I feel like if you programmed your muscle memory to like deadlift at like 800 pounds, you're probably just going to rip your shit out. It's probably just going to fuck you up.
Straight your back, rip your bicep off the bone and everything.
Yeah.
Figured I'd ask because I saw an well, that's it right there.
Oh, this is different.
You saw a video game player. These people are not fucking athletes. That has always been and you know, if you play video games, that's great. You're not an athlete. Just like if I think like the grandmaster of ping pong, that's not an athlete. They're playing a game and they're doing great. Like is a professional bowler an athlete? No.
I don't want to say anything, but I'm looking at Robic for like past 5 minutes, and he's just like, like wondering, and his wheels are turning. So something tells me that he's already like trying to figure this shit out.
No, it takes a phenomenal skill, coordination, finger dexterity, the mental stuff that's going on to play these games at a high level and compete with the little, Korean kids that do this shit 16 hours a day. I'm not saying it doesn't have skill. But in my brain, from my point of view, you're not a fucking athlete. You have to be doing something physically exhaustive to the point that is like total body stuff. Like martial artists, I would go so far as to say like a professional dancer is that is athletic in nature. Okay. But do I think like a ballerina is the same as an NFL player? No, but being able to do something like hardcore Russian ballet like Carolina does, Robbie, that involves an incredible amount of athleticism to do that. Professional gymnasts are athletes, but somebody sitting on a little keyboard for 16 hours a day is not an athlete in my mind.
I understand what Robert is saying, because the thing is that the whole concept of athlete and athletes' capabilities and sports in general, I think that we throw those things like sometimes in a conversation. But again, I agree with Robert, because people are saying it without putting any thought into it. They're just firing things like athlete, sports, competition. And then without any saying, like I said many times, if you look at Dave Palumbo's, right, Muscle in the Morning, right, he has that little segment that runs for about 5 minutes. And every time he opens it, he says, let's find out what's new in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. And
no. Hold on. First thing is the chicken.
Yeah. Sorry. First is the chicken, which clearly it's Lukasz's voice. But the thing is like bodybuilders are anything. Anything but fit. I mean, if you think about it, that fitness aspect, fucking Robert disappears again. I think that the whole concept is like taken way too far, because I mean they not fit. For most part, unless they have some kind of a natural abilities, they not fit. They anything but fit. And the same thing with sport. We say it again and again. And again, no disrespect whatsoever. We know that bodybuilding is very, very, very much connected to performance enhancers. It's probably one. I hesitate to call it a sport, but it's one. Okay, let's call it a sport or a hobby. But it's heavily related to drugs. You had a few. Special cases like Ronnie Coleman, who allegedly was natural until he turned pro. But then again, even when he turned pro, he couldn't win a pro show. He wasn't in the top 10 guy. So the drugs are very heavily involved. And then I use this example many times. A bodybuilder that is retired, that's essentially stops using performance enhancers, he looks anything like the guy who stepped on stage only a few months ago. Look at Dexter Jackson. He looks phenomenal for his age. I mean, he obviously is on TRT or something like that, because, years and years of using drugs and being over the age of 50, I would assume that he's on something. But this is a guy who only competed, about a year and a half ago on Olympia stage. He looks nothing like that. His skills, so to speak, they're not even present. But if you take Michael Jordan, for example, I'm pretty sure he still can whoop ass. He's definitely above average. If you take Wayne Gretzky, I mean, the guy is not retired, decades ago?
20 years maybe? 15, at least 15.
I mean, let's try and play hockey against him. He's going to whoop your ass, and you're going to see the class, and you're going to see the performance, and you're going to see the athlete in him. Yeah. So those things are very, very important to remember when it comes to muscles and growing the muscles, besides the fact of, we discussed muscle memory, right? Or 2,000-pound deadlift. Lukasz was right. I was thinking about it in my head, and I was thinking about is it possible? So the truth is that with performance enhancing, and there are certain people who are taking performance enhancers, even something like testosterone or something like a lot milder, there is a certain spike. You can at any point say that that's cheating, and that it's a performance enhancer, and you can ban it on on a banned substance list easily. But anything that will give you an edge. So science is so far progress. I mean, we're talking about bodybuilders still to takes the same D-ball that they were taking decades and decades ago. I mean, we're talking what, I think 50, 60 years at least. So the fact that there is nothing that is better is actually or stronger. I think the only reason for that is because the research, nobody is interested, I guess, in it, or nobody's trying to do anything. Rather than improving the anabolics and making them stronger and more powerful to increase muscle mass and strength, bodybuilders, I mean, physique athletes, they're resorting to more things like, shooting synthol to enlarge their muscle groups, which is not even a steroid, it's just a cosmetic thing. So basically, you can have a 20-inch arm. Without working out, you can turn it into 21, 22, just cosmetically. Does it make you a better athlete? Does it make you a better performer? No, because, I mean, you literally didn't do anything in terms to get bigger and better. It's a very, very cosmetic sport, if you want to call it, or whatnot. So I think that, if we constantly have records smashed, right, from year to year, from decade to decade, and it seems like the game's been elevated, and that has been due to better nutrition understanding, better training concepts, better supplementation, and yes, I mean, drugs as well. So I don't know if 2000 deadlift is possible, but the truth is, it's whatever the record is today, I still think it's within capabilities to keep increasing it. Of course, has a lot to do with genetics, and a lot has to do with technology, and yes, drugs as well, and everything else. But in terms of muscle memory can be triggered. But yeah, triggered, but I doubt it's through nootropics.
I actually think that I get what he was trying to say when he talks about esport athlete. I think that what he's referring to isn't the muscle memory we're talking about. I think that's called technique. Like when we used to swim, they would say that if you wanted to change something about your technique, you would have to do it 10,000 times. And so you would be training, not necessarily muscle memory, but you'd be training your technique. Like if you did bench press with your elbows in, that's training your technique. I think that might be what he's referring to when the esports athlete says, I'm building up my muscle memory. I think he might be talking about, like, I guess a way that he does something. Maybe he, like, I know, jumps right, jumps left, shoots, whatever
Yeah, it's more like skill acquisition and just
like a skill.
No,
I think that's what he means, not the muscle memory we're talking about, I think.
Right.
Well, and it's definitely a very interesting concept and definitely an interesting discussion. But, if we're talking you, for example, Shane, when was the last time you actually trained properly as a competitive swimmer? How many years?
10.
Okay, so in the past 10 years,
Time.
From that point to today, would you say that if you tried it today, you're probably not as good as 10 years ago?
I did jump in a few months ago because I was going to compete, and I was actually pretty good. I wasn't like
But were you
rubbish.
as good as...
Oh, hell no.
That's what I mean. But at the same time, with minimal amount of training compared to one of us who has never, never done it, you probably can get back in what, 2 months, 3 months?
I would have to. My problem is that I'm 25 kilos heavier, so.
if you get the diet, you slim down, but even if you don't do the same,
It's not even the slimming down and the muscles. It's not.
But you wouldn't probably in the next 2-3 months. You would probably get a lot better than you would start today. Correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because when I was practicing, that's what happened. Week after week, my time on the 50 was getting a second faster. So it was gonna, like, obviously level out, but. Yeah, you get back to it pretty quickly with muscle memory.
Yeah, but
I think what he's
with supplementation, right? That's probably going to be more to do with repetitive training and discipline.
Yeah, it's just about. I think that's what he's talking about, because I class that as technique. I wouldn't class that as skill. I wouldn't say muscle memory to me is sort of like, I don't know, not training, not doing deadlift for like 3 months after an injury, and then coming back and just been going like 100 pounds and then doing 200 pounds the next week, and then just building right back to where you were. I think he's referring to me is like Robert said, skill.
Yeah,
feel
and
like it's
maybe
a
like
little
in that
different.
instance, you could look into something like some acetylcholine precursors or something like that. Some like CDP choline, alpha GPC, go to cola. I mean, anything that helps with the cholinergic system is going to play a big role in memory. So you could maybe skin the cat.
I would think it
in
would be
that
like
direction.
something that could just make you mentally and reactively perform the same task, like
Yeah.
just like training. Like if he does the same thing as much as he can at the same time, he'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I think maybe I call esports people athletes. I understand
Yeah.
it's not traditional, but it's
No.
for me if you have to perform and it's at a competition against someone else, it's an athlete.
So is a dart player an athlete?
Unfortunately, yes.
But see, like I'm not
What are you
saying
gonna
those
call
people
them
can't
then?
be. They're what?
What are you gonna call them then?
They play games. They're a
yeah,
skilled individual. They are skilled
yeah.
participants.
So they're a player.
Yeah, they're a player. That's exactly. Yeah.
It's not a bad one.
I mean, you are a participant. You are a very skilled individual.
But I guess it's kind of like if like you're just some 45, 50-year-old dad who was playing like football on the weekend, like, but I'm not an athlete. I just play the game. So like arguably there's levels to it. So if you're like a professional dart player who gets like $500,000 a competition,
you're a
he's probably like
professional, but you're not an athlete. What
I-
you're doing
I
is a
think-
high amount of skill.
I
professional
think what
player
Robert
sounds
has-
weird.
I think what Robert is saying is that I mean, they definitely compete because it is a competition.
Yeah.
But when we refer to a word athlete, typically it's somebody who has physical attributes. He has some physical abilities to do better than the others. He's conditioned a certain way for his given sport. To play darts, you don't need to be an athlete. I mean, you can fucking even suck on a treadmill, not just running. You don't need to be the strongest, the fastest.
What about the quarterback then?
Well,
Because some of those quarterbacks don't do much.
they don't, but I'm pretty sure that they're training with everybody and there is still a selection and it's a team sport. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, even chess playing, I mean, I think that it's a competition. I think they definitely compete. And, some can call them an athlete, but if somebody considers athlete somebody who can perform physically, and
Yeah, based on that.
So it's very hard. But I feel like when the whole conversation between people would argue is chess player an athlete, and they would get into this huge argument, and you can clearly see that both have their points because it's like it makes sense. You can call them, I guess, an athlete. It depends what your definition of an athlete is. But I would tend to agree with Robert. Like to me, an athlete is somebody who can perform a certain physical activity. I mean, at least that's my definition of it.
Yeah, the Oxford Dictionary says a person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise.
That answers the question.
I mean, their fingers got to be moving.
Yes, and that is physical. The dexterity and that is physical. But I'm thinking something far more physically demanding than what
I think Lord Shane went
it's
in a different direction because if we're talking about fingers and hands, we can have a masturbation competition.
Yeah, you could be an athlete.
Professional. You're a professional athlete in that instance. Then, Shane.
I feel like for me, it's one of those things that like when I grew up and playing games, my dad was just like, "Oh, playing those stupid games." Now it's like an actual profession. I think it's more of a progression. Like in 20 years, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you guys are athletes. Fuck you old people in your football." Athletes.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we're also gussying up something more to a certain extent, like, oh, I'm an esports athlete. Instead of you just playing video games, I'm an esports athlete. Same thing, like, the garbage man is a sanitation engineer. I mean, the secretary at the office is the administrative coordinating assistant, executive assistant. Call it what it. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm a nerd that deals with supplements. I'm not calling myself the world's greatest industry game-changing formulator.
Yes, you should. You should,
connoisseur,
Robert.
You
get paid.
Computer that
you're above everyone else. You are a professional.
That too. I mean, I'm a professional in that I get paid to do something for a living, but I don't believe in these. I
love doing it. Anytime I can call myself something better than I am, I take it.
No,
Lord Shane, $25. I'll pay that.
There you go.
You call me
I don't like putting on airs, I guess.
You call me a blogging, and you can call me a blogger, essentially, or you can call me an industry expert. Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Well, there we go. And we pissed Robbie off. He just got hacked by the Russians and kicked off. Mitch, listen, underwater basket weaving gets intense. That it does. Love Dave Palumbo. Wish I could have a bodybuilding abnormality named after me.
Dave is the first.
Shane going gray.
It's because I got a haircut, and apparently the grays are deeper. So
they are, man. Right when I get my haircut, I feel like I'm 45 years old.
I just remember doing it the other day after like lockdown, like a few months back, and I finally got my haircut, and I was like, oh, some old man must have got his haircut before me. And then I was like looking, I was like, oh no, that's my fucking hair.
Shane, what's the situation nowadays with the lockdown down there?
We're getting the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah,
We're booked to fly to America on March 2nd.
There you go.
Our only hurdle is I have to get a test and come back negative within 24 hours of my flight. And because my flight is at midnight, nobody's open at midnight the day before, so I gotta get my test at 9 in the fucking morning and hope it comes back.
Good grief. Once you do that, just come to Texas, Shane, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Just come live here.
Flying into anywhere into America, you have to get that within, and Ava has to get it too.
Where are you going first?
LA. We go LA, then straight to Columbus.
Yeah.
And then I think we're just cruising around. We are going to the UK, I think, in June. That's the plan. Because those guys are just like, no test.
Yeah, now they've got an election coming up too. So they've just dropped all regulations. Those politicians are fleeing, hoping to hold on to their.
I heard they've come up, and I was like, shit, I should just fly there.
Yeah.
Because
are you already playing with the Omicron, or is it not at your door?
Oh, New Zealand's like, we had nothing. We were all kind of like zero, and then it was gone the down low, and then Omicron came in, and they were like, okay, guys, time to prepare to get everyone to have it. And I was like, this is kind of what everyone else is going through. So then we eventually, we already booked our tickets and everything. So hopefully we if we get it now. Hopefully we don't. We're gonna stay inside and away from everyone the 2 weeks before we leave.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
Jojo, just wanted to say, hey Jojo, about to hit legs. Just took Assassin and Bloodsport. Have a great day. You too. Covered that. Devin, the entire team is back after playing that trick on Lord Shane.
Well, that's a good trick, I'll give you that. Except for Lukasz. Lukasz ruined it.
Lord Shane is always at the top of his game. Little late. Hey guys. Hey Alex.
I feel like Alex is the Canadian Lukasz. What do you think?
He's everywhere.
He's just so cheery, so happy. Just everywhere. Just always talking to everyone. No one's got anything bad to say.
Yeah, that's why me and him are Team Butterflies. That's why.
Yeah, it must be like a 70s, 80s hippie party if you two come together. It's like just flowers and colors everywhere.
Yeah, I was laughing with Alex, and I told him, if we're gonna connect, bro, it's gonna be a party. That's for sure.
It'll be like a glow in the corner of the room when you two see each other.
Yeah, bro.
Most savage athletes are the Korean StarCraft 2 pro gamers. There you go. See, that's what you are. You're a professional gamer. You're not an esports athlete. You're a professional gamer. I rest my case.
I mean, I'm just gonna call the esports guys athletes even more so now.
Of course you will. Of course. Muscle and bones. Talking about muscle memory, wasn't there a study that there were 4 groups of people? Placebo, training, imagining training, and both. The imagining group was close to the training only group, and the both group was the best. Read the study a long time ago, but can't remember correctly. Yes, that's something more along those lines that it was dealing with mental training and showing how it does have carryover. And they've also done this when people are injured too. They have them simulate either their golf session or whatever sport they do, and it helps the rehab process. So it just shows you the power of the almighty brain. Sean, need to have Brooke donate to Robbie to step up from dial-up.
Now all the funds will go to Robic, not me.
Yeah, we need to repair Robbie's
Yeah, it's a
internet
fucking
connection.
snowstorm in here. It's so fucking bad. So I think that's the reason why.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The gym is
Jersey?
closed today. I mean, it's like it's a fuck up.
Damn, dude. How long's it been snowing?
I think it started last night. I mean, there's a good, I think maybe 2-3 feet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's also windy, so it's not very pleasant. So I think that's.
I'm excited to see the snow again.
I'll show you right now.
Cardio with the shovel.
See, we just don't get snow. That's the thing.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Can you go make snow angels for us, Robbie?
What's that?
Can you go make snow angels for us right now?
Bro, I always thought you live in a bunker. What's going on?
Oh yeah, you're in a bunker, that's for sure. But at least you have a sex shop next to you.
Yeah, man.
Is that the official music room, Robbie? Do you have like a piano in there or something? Or
Yeah, Jesse's playing piano. I used to play piano too, but she's.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can see the treble clef up behind you on both shoulders.
Bro, in a month, I will have a birthday, so you have to play for me, okay? Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
We need to do it live on air.
Wait a second, Lucas. Your birthday. When is your birthday? It's around mine.
27th February.
Yeah, mine is 20th. Yeah.
So because we're gonna have a podcast on 26th. So
we're gonna eat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect opportunity.
Eating challenge?
Yeah, let's do that.
Robbie can probably do burpees in the snow.
Shay, you're probably
What's that?
you're probably up for that eating challenge.
I don't know where I'm gonna be, to be honest, because we're torn if we have to rent out our place before we fly. But if we don't know what we're doing, because if we fail our test, where we're gonna go to quarantine until we can leave. we're not sure what we're doing.
When are you flying, Shane?
March 2nd.
No. So you're flying right before the Arnold, right?
Yeah, but it's our March 2nd, so it's like by the time we get to the US, we go back in time, so it'll be midday March 2nd when we land.
Okay. When is Arnold? On the 3rd?
I think so, yeah. No, Friday. They have the contest, like some contest parts on Thursday, but then the expo's on the Friday.
Oh, so there will be an expo?
As far as I know.
I think so, yeah.
I got my passes.
There you go.
You get it? You got the passes?
I always get my passes.
Oh yeah, but I heard that Feeboy is still on.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, but you remember last year, not last year, the year before, they cancelled it like a few weeks out, month out.
Yeah, Arnold was. They canceled it 3 days before.
It's more like a month right now, but
Yeah.
I really don't know if it's gonna be or not. Hopefully.
Lucas, is Prometeus out?
I can't confirm right now anything.
Oh, so it's still up in the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean, 12 inches or so here in Massachusetts.
Thought it was talking about something else. Well, it says just Mass. Not everyone's going to read that as Massachusetts, okay? I was like, isn't Sean like 50? There's no way he's got 12 inches.
12 inches of what?
Shane
Yeah,
is
Mass.
He's massing.
Yeah.
You know, we
Sorry.
found out something very interesting last week, Shane, in your absence. There were no comments from Sridhar.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is Sridhar is just a secret alias you've concocted. It's a second internet profile. And you go and you type on, because every now and then we can see that your eyes kind of change from the screen, and I hear some clicking on your end, and then all of a sudden we get a comment from Sridhar. So I'm wondering...
It's because I'm writing a fucking story and doing my work. Yeah. I decided to make a burner account that only commented
Only gives good compliments to you.
I don't even do that for my own website or my own podcast. Why the fuck would I do it for this? Or possibly just like stacks. Can't blame him for that. That's pretty fucking cool.
He's like, he likes free shit.
Yeah.
Snow, for clarification. Simon says, "Are you having a laugh, Lucas? My birthday is on the 27th of February.
Fuck, man.
My brother's wife's birthday is the 29th of February.
Oh,
She was
shit.
a leap year baby, so she's only about 5 years old now.
That's crazy. I know like 2 guys, and they are both from Holland. And one time when we were at, I was visiting Prometeus, and they came to me and they were we were like talking BS and so on, and one of them said, "Oh, when's your birthday?" I'm like 27th February, and he's like, "Yeah, same here." And one guy from the warehouse was like, "Same here." I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, and we have like 4 of us. So yeah, Simon, we're gonna have like a concert from Robbie.
There you go. I am the Canadian Lucas, Team Butterfly for days, baby. And thank you for the kind words, Mr. Smith.
100%.
Have to do a celebration 55 on March 23rd.
Holy fuck, he's 55? No, is he? Oh, actually, no.
That was priceless. Holy fuck.
My mum's birthday is March 23rd and she's 62.
What are you trying to say?
Just
You're
keeps getting
fucking
better
close
and
to
better.
my mum is what I'm saying.
You hook up or something?
What?
It just keeps
I
getting
know
better and better.
he never said anything. Because last time you guys were like, oh, he's older than us, he's older than us. I just assumed like 1 year older than that.
Bro,
Damn.
with just like a good speed, he could be your father.
Yeah, he's right around like dad age. Shit.
Say, I'm your father.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness. All right.
That means he's born 1967, is that right?
Yes.
60s. Shit. Damn.
He's lived through
He's
some
seen a
crazy
lot.
shit.
He's seen a lot.
That he did.
Maybe we can talk about some stuff or what?
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling up right now.
Because we had some topics to talk. There were like plenty of good stuff this week.
Oh, it's...
All right, this is one of the new ones I just came across. The original incarnation was a very lackluster formula of Greg Doucet's Thermogenic fat-burning weight loss supplement. The new profile has been released. It's very
The product
interesting.
itself is available.
Yeah, there's a very interesting way of putting the supplement facts panel.
I thought it was very strange, but I am suspecting they've done it this way.
It's
to,
already
like,
available for purchase,
as far as I know.
and the price
I think they did like it's
price-
$50.
$50. But it's
Because if you
Canadian.
remember, no, it's US.
Okay.
If you remember, his first one was 50, and then he was just like, "Nah, this is not. We shouldn't be charging $50," and he dropped to like 20 or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think they've done it this way to maybe people who are like, "Oh, I like the first one," and like kind of give you an idea on the dosages and how they might be similar. Because he had a couple of these things in the first one. They weren't even close to the same dose, but I don't know. It is an odd way of doing it.
Did you guys notice that more and more brands are like releasing the products that have like this spread of like dosages more often? I think that the first time I think I saw it was in Apollon with the overtime, and from there I think that more and more brands are like now moving to this kind of like a spread.
Are you talking about the split dosages?
Yeah.
Like the 40-20 stuff?
No, nothing particular as far as like the powder form. More like I'm talking more about like capsule versions. That's why.
I'm trying to remember if Olympus ever did something like that, or PES maybe.
I think one of the
No.
earliest I remember was like Metabolic, and they split
Yeah.
it into 4 or something.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Nootropics did it as well back in the day. Because back, if you remember when Jack did it, theirs was a 3. There was a 3 scoop, and so I think everyone started spacing theirs out for that 3 scoop serving. But it's odd now because everyone does like 1s and 2s.
Yeah, but I'm not talking specifically about like the powders. I'm more into like capsules,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
those kind of things. Because we saw plenty of times in like pre-workouts, and like even carb powders and so on, that you have this spread, for example, like 24 carbs and so on. But as far as like capsules, it's like I don't remember when the last time I saw something like this. That you have like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 6 capsules and so on.
I wonder if this is actually on the product though, because that's rather fucking large
Yeah,
to be wrapping around.
yeah, that's the thing. That's why
I don't know.
that's why I'm curious. That's why
Well,
On
it's
a-
just like
on
the
a-
Glaxon labels where the text is super shrunken or something like that.
Yeah, maybe, but this is
you will need a loop to see
this is
everything.
pretty big. Well, they might be doing that old trick where you print on the inside of the label and peel it back.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see that much these days, but it's always on like drug bottles and stuff. The profile is good. Just something that's weird for me about 120. So are you putting like 121 capsules in the bottle or 119? I
That's a
mean,
good point.
you're going to put a prescribed number of capsules in there. So yeah, that
Robert,
anyway.
I will try to connect through my computer again one more time, okay?
Right.
Are you getting all wonky, Robbie?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking Robbie. Okay, let's try this again.
It's the snow, Robert. It's the snow.
Sure it is.
Oh, now we got 2 Roberts.
There we go. All right, let's go. God damn it.
Oh, now it's his crutch. What's going on?
Which view would we rather, Robbie's face or Robbie's crotch? Which one? Okay, there we go with that. All right, let me go bring back up the supplement facts panel. Boop. Okay. All right, chromium picolinate, 500 micrograms solid dose. The full dosages on this are all really. I don't really have much room to complain.
Yeah,
with
let's go full. Let's go full 6 caps.
Full 6 cap serving. You get 2,000 milligrams of L-carnitine, which if you're going the orally supplemented administrative route of carnitine, that's kind of where the fat loss benefits max out at 2 grams. A lot of places will put 3 grams, but there was a recent meta-analysis that came out at the end of 2019, early 2020, I believe, that showed that 2 grams, through going up to 3 grams of orally administered L-carnitine supplements conferred no additional fat loss or body recomposition benefits compared to 2,000 milligrams. No good dose there, good form. I don't really know I don't see the utility of putting huperzine and alpha GPC in a purely weight loss supplement. Obviously, there's brain fog that can accompany sometimes of low calorie dieting for prolonged periods of time. So putting some nootropics in there can help kind of get your mind right if you're one of those individuals that feels brain fog from super low calories.
Hey, Robert, quick question as far as like carnitine.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it's better to use the injectable form instead of oral version?
I think that just about anything you inject it is going to be better than taking it orally, just because you don't have to worry about that first pass metabolism and breakdown and conversion and all of that stuff. You just go straight to the source. That being said, who the hell wants to stick themselves with a needle every time, for the benefits like that? Like the hardcore supplement people, bodybuilders that may want to inject themselves, or people that are already doing TRT, HRT, sure. But I don't think the average individual wants to go and just start jabbing themselves with needles if they don't want to. I know I don't want to. And no, I don't think like you're ruining your natty status or anything like that if you're using injectable L-carnitine. It's just I've done finger pricks with glucose monitoring stuff before, and that shit gets old after a couple of days. God help you if you want to go and keep jabbing yourself in the ass or hip or thigh or something or arm day after day after day to just get some minimal benefits. So, yeah, I think it's just ease of use, and that's to keep people more compliant with it. I think you'll have a higher rate of compliancy and continuous usage of it, the orally administered, or if you just swallow it instead of having to jab yourself over and over again.
Yeah. Do you think like, let's say, taking 2 grams per day, every single day, do you think it will bring, it will build up in your system and gives you the appropriate benefits, or what do you think? If is it? My point here is that is it a good ingredient in your opinion, or is it just like, just another one that is supposed to be a super fat burner while it's just like, well, it's not, basically.
It's hard to say. I mean, there's a limited body of evidence showing that it does have some benefits, especially in like cardiovascular health improvements.
Mhm.
And there's a little bit of research with increased androgen receptor density, so it helps your body more efficiently use testosterone and anabolic compounds like that. Also reduces muscle damage and improves recovery. In terms of actual fat loss, I'm not super convinced on it yet. It give a small, statistically significant benefit in terms of scientific like statistic manipulation in the literature. Yes, there's evidence to support that. Day-to-day life, like you and me taking it, is it going to be the difference between a 5-pound weight loss at the end of 8 or 12 weeks of usage? Like if I took it, would I lose 5 more pounds than if I hadn't? I don't think it's that strong. I don't think it's something on the order of that. Maybe it is. I just don't have enough experience with it firsthand. But then again, I've not ever embraced that aggressive of a fat cycle with supplements. But yeah, I mean, if you were one of these individuals that's looking for an added edge to try and enhance the rate of fat loss, sure, and you got the money to spend on it, and you got everything else already under control, yeah, it's worth investigating. I'd probably try something like Capsamax or Paradoxine first if we're just going single ingredient stuff.
Yeah.
But no, if you're going to try it, performance benefits or energy metabolism benefits alone, yeah, I think it's worth investigating just to see.
And as far as forms, you think that L-car is better than like normal carnitine?
Yeah, regular L-carnitine bioavailability is shit unless you take it with a huge like 40 to 80 gram dose of carbohydrates. Alcar easily crosses or readily crosses the blood-brain barrier, and L-carnitine L-tartrate also has superior bioavailability to regular L-carnitine.
So you mean you don't have to like add carbs with Alcar and L-carnitine tartrate?
Correct. Yeah, at least from my understanding of the studies and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know for the people that are really interested in going down the L-carnitine wormhole, Dr. Scott did a rather lengthy podcast on injectable L-carnitine on the Think Big Bodybuilding Network. So I've had Dr. Scott on the podcast before. Super smart guy, very conversational, enjoyable, and smart as shit. So if you really want to get into the weeds with L-carnitine, especially the injectable kind, go listen to that podcast over there. Because I'm not up to speed on all the injectable stuff of it. I stick to mostly dietary supplements, not the injectable stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. 600 milligrams green tea extract, solid dose there. Most of the research is around 500 milligrams of it. 200 milligrams theanine. Sure, take it or leave it. Helps keep cortisol and stress in check. That might help prevent overeating or impulses and cravings. Capsmac for thermogenic. Yep, increases energy expenditure. Brown fat thermogenesis, good dose there. 120 milligrams caffeine anhydrous. 120 milligrams dicaffeine malate. So this is going to be on the lower stim side of things, which that's fine if that's your jam. 50 milligrams paradoxine, okay. 300 micrograms of huperzine A. 20 milligrams of lean BBB, which is going to give you a thermogenic component. I don't think it actually does much from it. There's nothing to really support mechanistically. We have no human studies yet showing lean GBB is actually effective for fat loss. So just always keep that in mind. It feels great if you like super strong thermogenics. So take it or leave it that way. And then bioperin 15 milligrams to enhance the absorption and uptake of all the other fun stuff that's in here. What are your guys' thoughts on GBB, just in general? Do you like the thermogenic sensation of the compounds? Do you not? Oh shit! Sorry. There you go, Robbie.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
I like the fact that you get to sweat on it, but you're right. I mean, there is no uh, any like scientific, I guess, proof or data. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I didn't see anything, concrete that it does help with fat loss whatsoever. Like we know about grains of paradise, we know about Capsimax, we know about those things. They really do aid. I did notice that GBB, it does, in fact, in my opinion, help. Works kind of cool with grains of paradise, but it might be anecdotal. I mean, it's probably like a personal thing, so I wouldn't make those claims.
When
And
you say it works, what do you mean by works?
I
Like
think
you
it
notice quicker fat
intensifies.
loss or just stronger thermo?
No, I
component?
think no, you're right. I will clarify. I think it intensifies the thermogenic effect, the way you feel. I mean, you get to sweat a little bit more. I mean, at least I do. But again, I mean, it could be water loss, it could be placebo, it could be so many things that take effect. To say I'm always like, I'm a huge proponent when it comes to ingredients and supplements. It has to make sense and it has to work. I don't like anecdotal. I don't like something that might work in theory, because you're not paying money for theory, you're paying money for things to work. And that's the reason why, like, sometimes people are getting very defensive, where I say, well, okay, in theory this might work, in theory it might work synergetically, but we need a little bit more. People are not paying you money for in theory, they want to actually get concrete effects, not something like, that might work for you. So you're right, GBB, I think personally, I feel like if I mix it with grains of paradise, I think that I do sweat a little bit more, actually a lot more in my opinion. But what direct effect it has on the thermogenesis is still kind of a question mark, I guess. So I think that it's I do feel like, taking some use as little as 15 milligram and some use as much as 50 or even 60 milligram. I do think that it's dose dependent. But when I heard even something like, oh, it's the same thing as carnitine, well, it's not. It's not the same as carnitine. And I think that that's where the confusion is. And I think a lot of people still don't know the mechanisms on it. And there is no solid proof of how and does it in fact work or not. So you're right.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, they've
and you know
tested
what?
it in infants, and it's safe from that aspect, which we don't. It supports and enhances the excretion of carnitine. Does that mean it's actually going to lead to elevated carnitine levels in the blood, and you're going to get more fat burning benefits from that?
We don't know.
We don't have
We
that
don't
yet.
know. And to be honest with you, I see that you're skeptical on it, and so am I. Because we simply don't know. And when I lost connection, or the whole column with the 4 different ways of taking supplements, like the companies do. I do understand the 20 and 40 or 30 and 60, but when you have 4, 5, I think I saw somewhere 6. I could be wrong. But the thing is like, I don't see a point in it, to be honest with you. I mean, yes, you can take any supplement fact from any company that have a typical 20 or 30 servings. You can subdivide it to fucking 10 times. So what are you trying to say? If the effective dose we know of, say, you're talking about L-carnitine, so 1,000 to 2,000 or whatever, 3,000. So let's say the average 2,000 that is effective dose of L-carnitine. So for example, L-carnitine tartrate. Again, per example, 2,000 milligram, very effective, good, proven ingredient. It works, excellent. Okay, so the serving is 2,000. What is the point if you're going to have 10 different ways of taking it to as low as 200 milligram? I mean, what are you trying to achieve by that? Typically, yes, you probably can take 200 milligram, but what are you trying to illustrate? And you know what? I saw some even reputable brands, and I don't agree with that. They put on the front of the label 40 servings. Okay, great. It's a 40 servings. I think it's misleading and I think it's wrong. And then when you flip it on a supplement facts, it says 20 and 40. 20 being the real deal, solid doses and stuff like that. And then 40. Well, if you're a fucking liar and you're trying to deceive the consumer, why did you stop at 40? Go to 60. I mean, you can subdivide the column into 20, 40, and 60. So now somebody looks at your label and says, shit, I'm getting a great supplement with great ingredients with 60 servings, but the real deal is actually still 20. And I think that this is where it gets a little bit confusing. So I saw that label of Greg's product. It's not bad. I mean, it's far from great, but it's definitely not bad. I would put it somewhere around average. But the 4 columns, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it personally.
Yeah. My original supplementation was raw eggs and powdered milk.
Yeah,
that
but you were
hardcore
also
Rocky
born in
shit,
the
Sean.
18th century.
Yeah, back in the 60s, that might have been all you had, really.
Unflavored whey protein, possibly. Brooke, I'm still waiting on that Patreon. I'm working on it, Brooke. It will be ready February 1st. Don't worry. It will.
February 1st.
Yes.
That's Tuesday, bro.
I know. Doesn't take that long to set it up. What I need to do
What
is.
do you mean it doesn't take that long to set up? She's just said I'm still waiting, which means it does take a long time to set up.
Me breaking down the categories of what I want to put for the different membership offerings. Because if I'm going to put a price to this, and I'm going to say, hey, if I'm going to offer this stuff and my name's attached to this, I want it to be something worthwhile. I don't want to say, pay me $600 a month and you get
a
that's
1 hour
consultation with me.
You say $1,000 a month, and you might get like one person, and then it's not that much work.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
That's what I should have told you the other day when we were talking. I just said that's my
rate. Sure, we jump on that deal first thing.
Sridhar sometimes can't comment on YouTube when it gets glitchy. Twitch gets too slow on data if I'm out hiking. I'm always listening though, Robert. We appreciate it, Sridhar.
Yeah. See. It's not fucking me. What's wrong with you? Just because someone's nice to me doesn't mean it's strange.
Is that what you sure about that, Lord Sridhar? See, look at that. That's a Freudian slip right there. You typed Sridhar's name on there. You got confused, Shane, on the back end.
Changed it. So clever.
It's probably neat.
Wow.
Okay, I'll put you back to normal. There we go. Brooke, my standards aren't that high. That's fine, but I hold myself to a standard, and I'm not going to put something out there if I don't think it's being of value to the consumers or worth it or something like that. That's always been my biggest get up, though, is what do I charge for stuff? I always feel weird about that. Just putting a value to something because I like to help people. So yeah, it's weird. Zandandito, what's up, Paul? I got some great news last night. Because of my weight loss and fitness journey, I've inspired my cousin to start his own fitness journey. Wants to lose 80 pounds down to 230. Damn, son. That's awesome.
Nice one.
Yeah. What are you getting your cousin to do specifically? I mean, where is he starting at now? And, how are you giving him, what advice are you giving him along the way? Because I feel like that's the hardest part is where people, when they want to make that jump, they don't know where to start. And obviously you don't want to go throw them into like a CrossFit WOD the first day, especially if they're overweight, because that's a guaranteed way to get them to fucking hate fitness and never want to come back and do anything again. So I'm curious to see how you're getting him started, or what's the impetus for him wanting to, which path of fitness is he going to take?
No food for a week.
I mean, that could work too. That's a viable option. Starvation always works. Let me pull up the Stack 3D feed and we can see what other stuff, because you said there were a couple of other things that jumped out to you this week, Lukasz.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
Standalone products previewed and on the way from Unbound Supplements.
Oh, 55 seconds ago, you just spotted it.
There we go.
I shared it on our group chat. So
yeah, I think it was in an email they sent out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epichat, Grains of Paradise.
It was sent out to all the wholesalers, and I was like, should I share it or not? And I was like, oh.
No, someone was telling me it was because I got sent it in like a fan email or something. I don't really know, but they must have been subscribed to Unbound's email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hope Mark's not gonna be, bad about that.
Look, man, if it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
If it's out there, Stack's gonna have it. That's just how I roll.
There you go.
Yeah.
Products on the way are GBB, Grains of Paradise, and the epicatechin-based Epicat. Come in capsule format, and while we don't know their individual dosages, the brand will be on point in that area. Interestingly, all those ingredients are already in Unbound products, with GBB and Grains of Paradise and Unlock and Epicatechin in built.
Thank you for reading it out loud.
you can use the play, and I will read it for
I'll
you.
read it out to you.
Say it again, Shane?
You can press play and I'll read it out to you.
I know, but if I play that, the headphones is going to play right into my ears, and you guys aren't going to hear it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh.
That's a good point.
Here.
Smart.
Really advanced products in its lineup, from the packed out stackable pre-workouts, unload and unload.
Yeah. Listen to that AI voice.
The reputable brand and winner of our Newcomer of the Year award for 2021 is coming out with 3 much more straightforward supplements named after their main ingredient. The products on the
Pick
way
that voice too.
are GBB, Grains of Paradise,
It was going to be a lady, but I don't know. I just
come in capsule format, and while we don't know
there are more male options in the neural version from Amazon.
all of the ingredients are already in Unbound products with GBB and Grains of Paradise and Unlock at Epicatechin and Bile. The upcoming
Bile.
will be a nice addition
What did it say?
to the supplements catalog.
Oh, built. Oh,
Yeah, it said
yeah. There's some. Obviously, they're not going to be able to pronounce them.
Right, yeah. Good stuff. Okay.
So you got a natural sounding voice. I had to pay extra for that.
Wow. Yeah. More NutriBio news. Peach tea flavor of Alpha EA. Should be
It
good.
was incredibly difficult to keep up with everything that was fucking shared this week. I think it was like 13 posts a day, and I'm still like 3 days behind.
But yeah, last week it seemed a little slow.
Yeah, it was ridiculous because it was like there wasn't that much. And then this week it was just eat shit.
Yeah.
So,
Clearway electrolyte. Fancy.
Yeah, protein with electrolytes.
Alpha cuts.
Why not? Hey, my protein already done clear vegan, clear gainer, clear whey.
fuck me,
Circle
man.
back around, clear whey with electrolytes.
It's there. Let me see
I'm
what that-
sorry, but that's too much clear for me.
It's not bad.
I don't know, man.
It contains 47 calories.
Nah, so my protein usually does like for their like plant proteins and their clear proteins, they do like a half.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to double it. But the interesting thing is they didn't do this. Isn't so on the clear whey protein is 20 grams of protein per serving. This one's only 11, but you still get 20 servings per tub. So it's you get the same amount of servings but less protein than the actual clear whey protein. So I was sort of like
28 bucks
surprised.
for 11 grams of protein per scoop. That's kind of a ripoff.
Nah, man, you just double it. It's because there's electrolytes.
Yeah. But
Get with it, bro.
Seems like a weird ass concoction. I'm gonna give you 11 grams of protein and some electrolytes. Why not
Yeah.
just buy their electrolyte powder and a regular whey protein? You probably save.
Because you can buy them in one. Do you not get it?
I get it, but why would I do that? It's these kind of weird hybrid supplements that don't seem.
I don't know if you know this, Robert, but if you type in anything into My Protein's website, I guarantee you that they probably made this because someone or a whole bunch of people are probably buying electrolytes and protein together, and they were like, "Well, fuck, have we got something for you?"
So we'll make an underdosed product of we'll make an underdosed whey protein product, but mark up the price.
It's pretty much a half serving of their clear protein with electrolytes.
Yeah.
So you can just double it if you want.
Right.
But you type into their search, I guarantee you'll find a shitload of everything. It's ridiculous.
Wait, I gotta admit they got a bunch of stuff. That's for sure.
A bunch.
Especially
Quality over quantity.
Europe, because in
Yeah.
US you guys suck ass. But as far as that,
Thanks,
Sorry.
Lucas.
for Europe,
Asshole.
Yeah, these guys got everything, man.
You
Young.
guys suck ass. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate that.
you're welcome.
This is like one of 10 protein bars that they have,
Yeah.
and they're not that crunchy like it's bakery barn bars. Like they're actually quite different from one another, and they're all from the same brand.
Oh, just
Yeah,
send
so
me-
you also get this shit.
Use code SALE.
Sometimes they do like 50% sales.
This is 70%, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like on set things. It's not gonna be on everything. Yeah, exclusions apply. Everything but 10 things.
Wait 10 minutes and it will be 80.
Yeah. But you have to act now.
Okay, there we go. Ducett revamps. Legion. I've never tried their protein bars. Legion Athletics.
Well, they're new and improved now, but only one flavor.
It says natural protein bar. That makes me nervous right off the bat. What are they using in it?
I didn't really put the ingredients up because it's...
Key ingredients along with 3 protein sources. Whey concentrate, isolate, and milk protein. Okay, that's good.
They do actually transparently dose it too.
Ah, that's cool. Let's see. Let's see what Mike and the team.
But it's... I think it's percentage-wise.
9 grams of fiber.
Yeah, there you go on the left.
48% whey protein concentrate. So 9 grams
I'm
of whey
assuming...
protein concentrate.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the 20... But it adds up to 101%, so probably one of those numbers is a half decimal.
Makes sense. 24. Okay. Cassava, almonds, and chicory for their carb sources. Okay. No artificial sweeteners. What the hell are the sweeteners in this then?
Cassava is like a prebiotic.
Is that stevia and erythritol, is it?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not Europe, man, I'm like, eh.
Stevia and erythritol.
You need that. You need that. The European goodness.
Yes.
Get sucralose in there, man. Get some sucralose.
And barbells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking of dividing the site, like having a little button where you could say view European stories, view American stories.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anyone's gonna care.
Success stories, hot sauce.
What was that?
He said suck ass stories and everything else. Compound movements, eating clean, cutting sugar, drinking more water, and cardio, and consistency. He wants to mostly just get healthy. And obviously proper form. It's a good way to start. Lukasz, it is pitch fucking black now in your
Yeah, where's your red light? Is the 6 still closed today?
probably.
The light's not coming into your room.
There's only one lamp here in my bunker. Robert, there's a story about the compound solution, newest ingredient.
I saw that.
Oh, I honestly don't know how to pronounce that one. I've heard it said, but I just can't.
Baobab?
It doesn't sound like a word.
Or Baobab? I mean, it could be Baobab.
Yeah, I think it's Baobab. But every time it's one of those words that when I say it, it just doesn't sound right.
Where is...
Baobab.
Yeah, I know, I hear what you're saying, but it just sounds funny.
How come it's funny?
I don't know, because I've never heard it before. There's too many B's.
Okay.
It's a lot of B's.
Let's do this.
Yeah, dude. Look, you scrolled like 3 pages, and it's...
Baobab?
Because, yeah, but see, bao buns, I would have said baobab.
Baobab. Baobab.
But I think you have to... But I don't know if Americans are just exaggerating the A and O and going baobab. Bab. I don't know.
Yeah, I watched this video. It's pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, when I was first talking about this, you look at the actual research, you need like 15 grams of the stuff in the studies. They were using, what did I tell you, Shane? It was something like 10 to 15 grams?
Yeah. Gotta get some fiber.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say, you're going to see all of this shit coming in with these different supplements, like the companies using it in their products. It's going to be 2 grams of this, and then they're going to cite the research. But the research gives these people like 10 or 15 grams of it a day.
Literally shit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be more.
Is there pronunciation?
We'll just call it fibrous.
Yeah, we'll call it plant fiber. There we go. All right.
It's just way easier.
Suck ass.
3-in-1 fiber provides soluble fiber that works as a prebiotic and insoluble fiber to help with regularity. The third part of that fiber comes in the polyphenols of fibrous, which join the soluble fiber and act as prebiotics to improve digestion and gut health.
3-in-1 fiber.
There you go. Changing the game on gut health.
Baobab.
There you go.
You heard?
Baobab.
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 Still sounds funny.
Do they say it on here?
Baobab.
Now add some beat and we have a fucking killer song.
Yeah, I can't hear it. You should highlight that latest comment.
Yeah, it says Baobab on the compound solution stuff. It says, I'm guessing that's Titlow that's narrating it.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like him.
The soft sound of Titlow. I was watching this video and I heard his voice come over and I was like, God damn, this sounds smooth.
Yeah, I know. He's got this very, very just soothing, pleasing voice.
And just so deep, but not too deep. It's just... And it's articulate. God damn it. I need to hire him to do my voices for my articles.
That's what I want to say.
There you go. Just work it that way. Okay? So y'all can do a swap.
Titlow.
So instead of you showing these Dynamine ads, you say, "Hey, Matt, you read the products for me. We can just have this back agreement."
Yeah, I'll do the Titlow version. Yeah. I'll hit up Amazon and say, "Hey, can you use his voice adaptation in your system? That'd be great."
There you go.
You should highlight that comment. Just that recent one. Can I do it?
Well, hold on. I gotta pull it up. I can't see that on the other stuff.
You can guess what it says.
No, I'm gonna disagree.
You know
with
what? After reading the username, it sounds like something that I would make up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you on that. The act of competing in esports does not make you an athlete.
Look, man.
You can be an athlete. Hold on. You can be an athlete on the side. What I do for my professional job is not an athlete. But the fact that I am a martial artist and I train with weights and do things that makes me athletic and things I do are athletic. But the fact of me typing on a computer, I'm not a sports nutrition athlete because I sit behind a laptop typing furiously all day and reading lots of literature. So
I call it athlete.
Yeah.
You just define it by a physical thing. I just sort of define it by someone who has to...
Oxford Dictionary. And the
I know, but... I call it athletes.
Okay.
No, we can call it whatever we want, but athletes have to perform physical. I mean,
yeah. I'm not saying that you're not wrong, but I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, it's we can call it. I mean, today you can identify yourself as a woman, so I mean.
Yeah.
We've just crossed that threshold. There we go.
We can.
It doesn't really matter. But the fact is, you know what I feel like people who are saying, things like, and again, no offense, like esport players or athletes. I think they're just looking for an excuse, or it's kind of to justify themselves, or trying to make sure that that they classify as athletes. Again, I can classify myself as a fucking baby. It doesn't really make me one. Or I can say that I'm as old as Sean, but the fact is, Sean is 100, so I'm not. It doesn't really matter. You can call yourself whatever the fuck you want, but there are facts, and there is what you want to be or what you want to be called. One thing doesn't change on others. So definitely not an athlete.
Dr. Lopez, I love this. Spreadsheet ninjas and coders too. There you go.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just classify an athlete as someone who performs at a contest.
Okay, so cornhole outside your backyard. You're a cornhole athlete?
No, like a contest. Like hot dog eaters. I call them athletes.
They're not athletes. They're competing. You can compete in
but
anything.
I'm just telling you what my definition is.
Well, again, it doesn't mean that it's right.
Yeah, it's not right.
Exactly.
It's not right. I'm just saying that's what it's like. If you call someone an asshole, right? Like my definition of an asshole might be very different to Nikki's definition of an asshole. I could be wrong. You could be wrong.
That's called. You know what? That's called an opinion. That's different.
Yeah. My opinion is the athletes.
That's called an opinion. But the fact is, we can call a can a glass. That's not an opinion. That's just a statement that is wrong, but somebody believes that it's true. That's called denial.
Yeah.
So there are different definitions of denial, facts, fiction, and identity.
Yeah.
They're different.
I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm happy to call people athletes.
Well, and the ones who are not athletes, they're going to thank you for it. Does it still make
Yeah,
them
they
athletes?
are.
Yeah.
They will appreciate me.
Yeah,
And
on
they
the
all
side, they
will
could
be
be an
denied.
athlete. They could do athletic stuff all day long. When you're sitting in front of the professionally playing video games is not athletic. And I'm probably going to get murdered in the comments for anybody that is a professional gamer. That's fine. I know Gerhard.
I don't think any professional gamer is going to be listening to this.
Yeah, I'm
Have you seen the money that those motherfuckers pull in?
I'm aware. I mean, like
It's
Gerhard
ridiculous,
has competed
man.
at a high level on gaming before, and yeah, I'm curious to get his input on it.
I saw something with I saw something with King Kamali, kind of like popped on my feed that he did with Dave Palumbo, and this is a pure example of of today's society, which is obviously denial, bullshit. What we have right now with biological male being a swimmer and competing against women. I mean, we can Shane said, I can, call them athletes. You can call them whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't make them athletes. That's a fact. But the truth is, by us stretching the truth and denying the facts, we're not helping the society. We're actually hurting the society. And that's the problem with it. Because right now, if you look what King Kamali said, and he was 100% on point. He said that he got either an email or a text message or something like that from somebody, I think, or on social media. He was told by this guy, I'm going to be a professional bodybuilder, or I'm going to work out and I'm going to be a professional
Go watch
bodybuilder.
that.
And the guy was like fucking skinny ass bitch who never fucking probably worked out or anything like that. And he goes like, the fuck you gonna be? Oh, I'm gonna be like Kevin Levroni. And you're not gonna be like Kevin Levroni. I mean, that's the problem. And that's the problem. Like there was a time when people used to say, you can accomplish anything in life if you put your mind to it and you work very, very hard. Partially, it is true because any success requires a lot of work. But at the same time, you can't be in denial. And by saying that, I always believe that we are stretching the truth. And it's like saying somebody who is fucking 5'2" and he's gonna say like, I'm gonna be in NBA. I'm gonna be like Michael Jordan. You're never gonna be like Michael Jordan. You can be the best player ever. You're still not gonna be a Michael Jordan. You're still not gonna be an NBA because they have certain requirements that physically you won't be able to achieve. It's just impossible. And there are such things as impossible. Not anything is possible in life. I think that, we kind of like omitting from the truth and facts, and because everybody has an opinion, which is great, but sometimes when facts are denied because of an opinion, I think this is what makes it wrong. We all knew, for example, without sounding political, when they said, 2-3 years ago, defunding the police. I mean, look what happened. Well, look where it got us. Everybody knew it was bullshit, but you could not argue with that because if you were arguing with that, you would get canceled, and everybody's scared of that. That's the reason, because everybody has an opinion and everybody has certain rights. We got to a point where, it's wrong to say something because look at what is it, LGQ or LGB? I mean, how many fucking letters does that have now? The lesbian and gay community and stuff like that. How many letters does that has? 1 million. You don't even know how to pronounce it anymore. LGBTQ. I mean, fucking just use the whole fucking alphabet because you cannot offend anyone. It's true. I mean, it's true. It got to a point where it's like, we're encouraging boys. Oh, if you want to be a girl, be a girl. The little fucker doesn't even know what it means. But he's walking around telling, I'm a girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? It's just because, well, in my opinion, well, fuck your opinion, because your opinion is wrong, because you're admitting the truth and you're admitting the facts.
Well said. Well said. I don't remember if it was a teacher of mine said at one time, he said, it was one of the guys in college he said, everybody has an opinion. That doesn't mean your opinion is worth listening to.
100%. I mean, that was your teacher?
One of my teachers, yeah.
Brilliant person. Was he a man or did he identify himself as a man?
This was a guy from backwater country, Louisiana. Cajun coon ass to the finest.
Smart man.
Yeah. Dr. Hector, what's up, fellas? I love tuning in while running errands on Saturdays. Titlo for voiceovers. LOL. I think that'd be perfect, man. I think it would be ideal.
Dr. Factor is the OG of the podcast.
Yes, indeed. And this was to circle back to our Baobab thing that I was talking about just a second ago. This is one of the studies I had pulled up the other day when Sam and I were talking about this. It says the acute effects of Baobab fruit on satiety in healthy adults. Test smoothie, 15 grams of Baobab extract or a control smoothie without the addition of Baobab. Subjective ratings of satiety were taken on visual analog scores immediately pre-consumption, then post-consumption, and energy intake at a post-ad libitum meal was recorded. The research has positive implications for the use of Baobab for reducing hunger, possibly having a positive effect on weight maintenance. There you go. And here's another one, polyphenol rich, and in this one they did, holy shit, you want 37 grams of fiber in a smoothie at once? Holy crap, that's a lot. 37 grams added to white bread. Interesting. Very interesting. Added to white bread at 1.88%, significantly reduced, rapidly digestible starch from white bread samples. Huh, I guess it might be good for baking then. That's kind of cool. Could you substitute it in? I mean, 1.88% in a baking mixture is not very much, but if you can put in a little bit without it throwing off the consistency, the taste, or the feel of the bread, that could be a good way to help lower the GI index and increase the satiety of the food, which could be beneficial for people that are bread fiends.
You think it will be good for keto?
Pushing it.
I mean, like if you're just going to throw it into a smoothie or something that you're doing, yeah, maybe. But just, am I going to recommend making an entire loaf of bread like a keto bread with nothing but Baobab fiber? I don't know about that. That's the same thing. Like if you want to use like yucca or some of those other like super fibrous tubers and doing some kind of those bread hack. Like if you're going to do keto, just be keto. Don't try to make bullshit food with like. Don't try to make a mock loaf of bread with just some egg yolks or some shit like that, and coconut flour.
It's the net carbs, bro. Net carbs.
Robbie, there's not just letters 2 now. I think there's a 2 in there now in the LGB, XY, LMNOP, QRS, TUV.
I think I looked this up because I had to, because Quest did a special edition box set for the month. And I remember I had done something before and I had written it as LGBT. And then when I went to rewrite it, I looked at the comments of Quest and they were like, oh, you forgot. I can't remember what it was.
There is definitely a Q in it.
Yeah, there's a Q and I think there might be a number in there. And then there was like, and then when you look it up, they're like, oh, but if you also want to include this. And I was like, so like by the time, like from my last story where it was LGBT, I had to add 2 new letters. And I was like, I got to make sure I get this right because it's very broad, it's a very large crowd.
That's the problem. I mean, you're just writing about these things, and and you're doing a great job. And then the basic LGBT. If you put that because that's what you know. Now, for example, if there are more letters in it, you're a fucking enemy number 1. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. And you release something today, by tomorrow they add another letter.
Yeah. Strange times.
Guys, are we gonna discuss Lukasz the troublemaker causing shit on social media?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I did forget the number.
Innocent.
Have any of you used FitNox? Yes. That was in an OG version of bare knuckle. It is a specific type. I don't think it's grapeseed extract though. FitNox was something else. It's okay. It's a low dose thing. I don't think it's nearly as potent as something like Sulflo 6 Vaso 6 or Vaso Drive AP. It's nowhere on that order, or 3D Pump, or like the amla fruit extract. It's nowhere near that. At least anecdotally from my own usages of it, and there's a reason we don't put it in bare knuckle anymore either. Dr. Hector, while I applaud the ambition to sponsor human clinical research on Baobab, the context is sometimes missing. There's great data on inulin, chicory, acacia, apple peel, kiwi fruit, etc. at those dosages. Yes. Agreed. Yeah, I wonder if it's one of those kind of things like we saw an explosion of different branded forms of like the Tributyrin came out. A couple of different companies came out with like Core Biome, and then there's New Biome and some other biome, and a bunch of different companies have kind of jumped on standardized rhodiola extracts or specific orange polyphenol extracts like the flavonoids, the biocitrus flavonoids. And I think it's more like there's a tendency like if this company's got a branded fiber, we've got to have a branded fiber, and it's variations on the exact same theme when you're trying to dress it up and make it a little bit different. So I mean, there's kind of that thing in there too.
Dr. Lopez is right, because I mean it's a great, like he said. Actually, I like the word ambition, but as long as it's not blown out of proportion, and I mean what he listed, it's actually there is great evidence. This I
mean it's a fiber, so I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. It's a fiber. Is it going to be orders of magnitude more beneficial for you than inulin, chicory root fiber, or any of the other kind of fibers that we've seen? I don't know about that.
Hey, by the way, when you are eating a fruit like apple or a kiwi, you peel it off or you eat it straight away?
Depends on the fruit. Like apple, I'm eating the skin. I'm not going to eat the skin on a banana or an avocado, but I'll eat the inside fruit of that.
Kiwi.
Huh?
What about
No
kiwi?
one eats the kiwi skin.
No.
I eat kiwi whole.
Kiwi's got it's like a hairy nutsack. What the fuck's wrong with you?
What?
Kiwi fruit?
Yeah, kiwi fruit.
Yeah, it's like a brown hairy nutsack.
Yeah, I eat the whole thing.
What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
Wait,
What the hell?
wait, Lukasz, you don't peel it? You actually just wash it and you eat it?
Yeah.
Did someone, when you first had kiwi
with
fruit?
with everything, like you don't peel it at all.
No, I don't peel it off.
You know what? You're the strangest friend I have.
You are
But for
strange.
some reason, I don't know. You're my hero.
Is that just what people in Poland do? Like they forget to peel and
No, that's what Lukasz does.
That's just me, I think.
Can we start a fund for Lukasz to have a peeler, please?
yeah, man. Maybe they don't have peelers there.
No, I eat, for example, as far as like apples or kiwis, I eat them whole. I don't.
Apple. I don't know anyone who's gonna skin an apple. That's
Well, I have friends that
Yeah, I have friends too that do it.
shit. And
that's fucking stupid.
for example, my grandpa, when he was eating apples, he was not only peeling the entire apple,
But
off,
also cutting them, right?
yes, and
Yeah.
and he's also unseeding them.
Yes, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the seeds. I definitely get rid of the seeds. That's gross.
Yeah,
What-
I mean, maybe it's an Eastern European thing, but I also I remember they would actually peel it off, cut it into 4 pieces, right, Lukasz?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about watermelon? When you have seeds?
I've never eaten a watermelon.
Oh,
What?
Fuck off!
What?
I think that's the first time me, Robbie, and Lukasz have been unanimous on something. We're all flabbergasted by Shane's lack of intake of watermelon.
Never ate watermelon?
Oh,
What's
fuck.
wrong with you?
I think I've had like when they cut the little pink squares, like when they offer them and I just tasted one of those. And I'm like, this is gross, and I never actually. Like that was years ago. I've never had a watermelon like a slice or like a big watermelon thing.
What about cantaloupe or like?
No, I never had a cantaloupe.
I don't know what to do with Shane.
I think
I
Lukasz
don't-
is waiting what nasty to say to him right now.
I'm speechless.
I've had banana, apple,
He's saying
pineapple.
that I'm eating the hairy.
You're eating a hairy nutsack, bro. Bring up a picture of a kiwi fruit. Bring up a close-up picture of a kiwi fruit.
Watermelon.
Let me do that.
Lukasz,
All right, hold on.
Lukasz, when you eat watermelon that has seeds, do you spit the seeds out?
No, I eat them all.
Me too.
Look at that hairy motherfucker.
You know why? Protein.
Yeah, I eat the
God
seeds
damn.
too.
Hell yeah.
So you don't, Lucas. So let me get this right. You don't eat just the green inside. You eat the skin too.
Yes, of course. I eat them bitches all the way through.
Oh my god.
Kiwi fruit is like.
Oh,
Do you eat the skin of a pineapple?
No, fuck no. Pineapple.
Oh, you fuck no. Like, you eat the hairy kiwi fruit. I just would have thought, hey, that's too much of a leap.
It's as far as like pineapple. Pineapple is like it's not a skin. It's like
I don't-
Yeah, it's very thick.
Yeah, it's
I
very-
didn't think that kiwi fruit was a skin either. I thought that was just, like I said, a hairy nutsack.
It's not a. I wouldn't call it a skin. It's more like a membrane. It's just like it's. I would like say it's comparable to apple as far as like skin.
Ugh. Nah. That's a bit much
I
for me.
don't. Oh, what about mini kiwis? You got them in your spot in New Zealand?
Mini kiwis?
Mini kiwis, yeah.
I've never seen it.
Google it up, Robert. Robert,
Yes.
Google up mini kiwis.
Mini kiwis? Okay.
Mini
Before I do
You're
that,
just
I'll
going to
tell
come up with
This
a
is
baby
a,
kiwi?
hot off the presses study on Baobab where they did an extract to look for antioxidants and stuff. So if you guys want to check that out.
We got better topics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking up what mini nutsacks now.
We got edible nutsack skin.
Mini kiwi.
Skinny kiwi?
Mini.
Mini kiwi.
Mini. Wait, Lucas, before we do that, can you pronounce this for me?
M-I-N.
No,
What?
the name.
Oh. Hold on. Wojciech Kolanowski.
There we go. All right. That's how you
That's
know
what
it's
I
a
would've
quality
said.
study. It's got a poll lock behind it.
That's what I would have said.
Okay.
So
All right. So hairy ball sack, is that what we're looking up? What are we looking up?
If you want.
Mini Harry.
Mini kiwi?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. The hell is this?
Well, damn, look at that strawberry with a kiwi fruit in it.
These guys.
I've never seen these things before.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you ever ate those?
No.
I've never seen those.
Never heard of them before. I've had like
Is there another
Japanese-
name for them?
No, these are called mini kiwis.
called Polish testicles. That's what they-
Yeah, and bunch of like Polish farmers started to like harvest them right now, and they are so damn good. And you also eat them with the skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
they look
seems like
like
a
a
thin enough
different
skin.
texture. They look completely different.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever had a kumquat? Like, so you don't typically eat the outer peel of an orange, but like the little mini kumquats are a small enough little orange that you can just pop and eat them.
Well, I peel my oranges.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like oranges, you do, but a kumquat, you don't so much.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like these little guys. It's kind of like
Yeah.
what you were doing with your kiwi, but it's a little different.
I pop them straight away.
Funny thing, when we lived in Louisiana, we had in our neighborhood somebody just had a kumquat tree just sitting right at the front porch of their driveway, and
Yeah.
if Stan and I were go walking early in the morning, we just kind of snag one or two of them every now and then.
Just
while
snag
we're
a kumquat.
Yeah, just take a couple off the tree. Hey, if you're gonna leave the fruit tree in your front yard that close to the street, I'm assuming it's just kind of fair. game.
It's just the name. I can't get past the name, man. Is it spelled with a U as well?
Kumquat.
Oh, I thought it was a C-U-M. Ah, damn it.
Yes, we do have the mental maturity up here. Kiwi is
I've never seen
amazing.
a mini kiwi. Oh.
I eat skin and all. The skin has almost all the fiber.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's,
Vegetables have all the vitamins, but I ain't eating shit of them anyway.
it has even more vitamin and minerals than the fruit.
Who the hell eats the kiwi skin? I've never heard of anybody ever eating kiwi skin until.
Well, apparently there's not just Lucas.
I know. Logan does it. Paul does it. Good lord.
Ah,
Fucking animals.
I know. Savages.
We've developed beyond.
I told you, you guys suck.
I saw mini kiwis in the grocery store. Wondered if it's genetically engineered. Could be.
No, it's not. It's a Polish.
I thought it
thing.
was a feijoa. It looked like a feijoa.
Pop them like grapes. I want 20 pounds of those mini kiwi fruits.
Shane, when you will be in Poland, in which months?
What season is ballsack kiwi season?
Yeah, because I'm wondering if the mini kiwis will be available at that time.
We probably have them here. I just don't go to a fruit and vegetable shop, so I never fucking see them.
We just import everything from Mexico here. If we don't grow it in Texas, we just import it from Mexico, and they grow everything down there, apparently.
Including people.
Yes. In Chinese, kumquat means golden orange, but look like small apricots without the pit.
Oh, there's an S in it?
No, I think that's a typo.
Kumquat without an S.
Yeah.
Still hilarious.
But they are good.
It always sounds like cum squat.
Yeah, that's what I was. I just can't get past the cum part. Anything after cum is funny. It's automatic. I don't care what you say.
Hitman. How's Lionheart coming along, Robbie? Any updates? Info
Yeah.
for it?
The release is, I believe, February 17th.
Okay. February 17th. Kumquats is what I meant. There you go. Last call for any comments, questions, or other smart-ass remarks from the peanut gallery that's tuning in.
Such as sexualized fruits and eating ballsack skins.
Lukasz, so Lukasz, what about Nick Walker? What is your opinion? No shit talking, just like I mean it. What do you think?
But on
Matt Jansen.
Well, I don't think it's all confirmed so far. So I wouldn't spoil any gossip or anything like that. But if it's true, so be it. And I think that Nick will probably move on and will find another coach, or probably go and be by himself.
Why is he leaving?
He allegedly, because obviously he's a local guy, so there are a lot of mutual friends that we have. He already mentioned, he didn't mention the new coach, but he kind of like tagged him in one of his posts, in recent posts, and I was told that indeed that's his new coach. But yeah, from what I understand, 99.9% that it's accurate that he left Matt Jansen. But I agree with you. I think that people in general making a big deal out of nothing. People switch coaches, people do that. It's, obviously something is going on behind closed doors, but it's not nobody's business. It's just like it's a decision that he or they made together, and I see it's like blowing up everywhere. And they're trying to blame people and pointing fingers, but nobody knows the truth. And like you said, it's fucking gossip and it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it is weird from like the outsider's point of view. I don't really know everything that's going on, but he just came off this immensely successful year, and then to just kind of turn and get rid of your coach all of a sudden.
I think what, I agree with you, and like I call it not gossip, but more like since we're doing a public, obviously, podcast, we can speculate. And I don't know Matt Jansen at all. I know Nick Walker. I mean, he trained at Apollon. We have a good relationship. I do agree with you, that he had a very successful run with Matt Jansen. From what I hear, Matt Jansen gets sometimes like a negative rap for certain things that he does. But again, that's just a speculation, and that's just gossip that neither you or I or any one of us knows the truth. So, accusing somebody of something without facts, I just fucking hate doing that.
Yep.
But I think that this has to be, no denying Matt Jansen knows his shit, because that would be complete disrespectful. He could be the biggest piece of shit in the world, but he clearly knows how to prepare somebody for a bodybuilding show. And when they say, yeah, but he uses a lot of drugs and stuff like that, it's a sport based on drugs. So, somebody's using more, somebody's using less. That's also bullshit. Nick has superior genetics, without a doubt. Based on whether you like him or hate him, if you look at his videos, the guy loves bodybuilding. He trains hard. He's obviously, he likes to talk trash, but he backs it up. I mean, he keeps winning, he keeps improving, and I admire that. I like confidence. I like when people are confident and they kind of psych themselves to achieve certain things, and that cannot be taken away from him. He achieved a lot with Matt Jansen, but again, I think Nick could be good even with another trainer, so to speak, because obviously Nick is also very experienced and he learned a lot. He knows his body very well. So if somebody is knowledgeable enough to guide him, I think that he can continue being successful with another coach as well. I think that this breakup, again, pure speculation, has a lot to do with not the fact that Matt Jansen is a bad coach or anything like that, because he proved that he did great stuff with Nick. So, that's completely ridiculous to say that he's not a good coach. I think it has to do more with the company. I think that probably has to do with something with inner politics of the company. I mean, we've seen that there is a lot of things that happened with Raw in the last couple of months. They brought in Bumstead as a partner. They fired Sean Florida. They lowered the prices ridiculously online by 20 or 30%, I believe. That has to make an impact as well. They brought in, I think, different athletes. They restructured the way they do things, wholesale wise, because again, I've seen some proof of it. So I think when there are so many things are happening that are changing within the company and somebody is employed within the company, it will definitely affect you. Will it affect you directly in terms of negatively? Probably yes, probably no. We don't know. But if Nick, in fact, is leaving or left Matt Jansen, I think it has to do a little bit more with business aspect than personal. Again, pure speculation. So I don't want anyone to say, oh, but, Robbie said this and Robbie said that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know. I honestly do not know the answer. And, Lukasz was right. I mean, it's just people are creating stupid gossip based on nothing. You fucking don't know. It's the same thing, when somebody gets cheated on his wife or or husband, and they automatically say, oh, she's a slut or he's a scumbag. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. You just don't know. You can speculate, you can suspect, but unless you have facts, you simply don't know. I just wish Nick the best.
Yeah, it's a pretty much similar thing to Steve Kukla and his wife.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't. I basically I don't give a shit what went between them. They separate and that's basically it. It's the end of their marriage, and life goes on. And I'm not gonna say that I don't appreciate what he's doing or what type of a person he is. If he cheated on her, okay, but I'm not gonna react or disrespect him just because he acted that way or so on. And as far
Because
as
it's none of your business, it's none of my business. We don't know.
of course. And on top of as far as Nick, I only heard that he said basically to Matt that he wants him to drop all the athletes he has basically, so he can focus on Nick, and that, and Matt decided not to do that, and basically go fuck yourself. So that's why they probably are splitting ways, which is
That's pretty narcissistic.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, we don't know. But it could be true. It could be true. 100% could be true based on behavior that Nick showed in the last couple of months, a year. I'm not saying it's a bad behavior. It's not. But you know what? When somebody makes that claim, and what Lukasz said, again, Lukasz didn't say that it's a fact. He said that he heard, which is, I think, fine, because I can tell you this. Nick, to me, has always been nothing but respectful. I mean, he was always nice to me. But I remember when Nick just turned pro, I think he turned pro. He was about to turn pro, something like that. The pandemic just started. I mean, it just started, and everything was super, super strict in New Jersey. I mean, ridiculously strict. That was when nobody knew what the fuck is going on, and everybody thought everybody's dying. It was one of those things. And I remember, we had a lockdown, so we closed the gym on March 16th. And obviously, they were watching us. The health inspectors were coming. I mean, it was very, very scary because we didn't know what was going on. And Nick lived maybe about 40 minutes to an hour drive from the gym. All the gyms were closed as well. And I remember getting a text message from Nick. Hey, bro, I'm going to come to Apollon and I'm going to train. And I remember saying to him, like, well, the gym is closed. Nobody's allowed to train because that's just the law. I mean, those are the regulations. We can't. And he gave me a very hard time, actually, through text messages where he was slightly, I would say, even disrespectful. That was the only time where he said, well, you know what? I have a show to win. It's my career. And he was basically, in so many words, he was saying, nobody else matters. I don't give a shit about your members, paying members who were not allowed to train. I'm going to come because I'm the shit. I mean, that was pretty much how he behaved. And I had to kind of bring him back to earth. And I said, like, number one, you're not going to disrespect me. Number two, you're not going to talk to me in that tone. And if you will, I will retaliate in the same way. So I would suggest you be a little bit more respectful. He apologized right away. He did. He was like, I'm sorry, my bad. That's just the way it is. And the same thing from what I hear, he's, again, pure speculation, that his demands when it comes to salary are not based on the fact how much he brings to the company in terms of revenue and stuff like that. But his demands are based on the fact, well, I won the New York Pro and I won the Arnold Classic, which he did. It's true, But at the end of the day, the company is a business. And whether you won the Olympia or not, or, you're just some TikToker or somebody who is an influencer, some of those guys can bring a lot more money than you because they appeal more to mainstream. So sometimes I think in bodybuilding world, these guys, and I'm sorry, but Sean Clarita is one of them as well, because I know that directly, they make those outrageous demands that are just a little bit too far. They go too far and they, a little bit like you said, Robert, narcissistic, and they very, very self-absorbed. And I can't say that that's what Nick did, but based on what Lukasz said, I would definitely not rule it out. I would not rule it out of the question, but we don't know.
Yeah. Last call, peanut gallery for you guys still tuning in. Anything on pro bodybuilding supplements? If not, I'll let you three knuckleheads go and we can get on with the weekend. Shane's quiet.
Well, man, I kind of watch some of these videos. I don't really follow them too much.
Yeah, I don't usually either. Just the bodybuilding news and stuff like that. I don't really go into it a whole lot. I know Nick only from the Fuad podcast, but I haven't listened to any of Fuad's stuff in probably 2 weeks now. I go through cycles where I'll listen to something pretty regularly, and then I lose interest and don't listen to it very much anymore.
Did you listen to the podcast that I sent you about
the new pep one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I listened to that one. That was some interesting stuff that guy had to say.
Right.
Specifically, and there was some of the mechanistic stuff I wasn't aware of, which was kind of cool. And then this invariably happens with most of the Mark Bell podcasts. It's like I enjoy it to a point, and then they start going into these weird tangents, so they just start getting, and we probably do the same thing too. Like, we had too many inside jokes, and we think it's funny, but if you're not into that or you don't understand it, like as a listener, you're thinking, all right, and I just start fast forwarding through a bunch of stuff, or they start talking about, like they went down this 30-minute tangent of every supplement person I have on there, every nutritionist, they say, well, what can I do to make my dick harder, last longer in bed, and have better? I'm thinking, are you that insecure? Like you always have to ask people something, or maybe I don't know. I don't have any issues in that area. I never have. I don't plan on it, so I don't feel that there seems to be like a fascination on their podcast with that, or them just doing that. And then the other guy, Andrew, a lot of the stuff, it seems like he's very insecure on a couple of things. Or maybe he's not, but the way he asks questions about it, it comes across as being really insecure. Like he's constantly, it's so much in his head about what should he do as far as his diet or his training and that. I get really bored listening to that, so I end up skipping that. But like when the actual authority figure that's on the podcast is there, I'll enjoy Marcel's podcast. But sometimes when it's just the three of them and they just kind of talk about God knows what, I can't do it all that often. So. And then
I mean, the sixth thing, I'm kind of married, so if I sucked at it, then she's already fine with it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said yes. So,
yeah, exactly.
If I'm good or bad, it doesn't matter. I seal the deal. So.
Right.
And she knows it's worse when you get older, like 55. So.
Yes, it's all downhill for Sean, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, look, he's still going. He's still got it, so I guess.
Still works. He's still married. Something's working.
Yeah.
However,
all 12,
but it's working in some capacity.
All 12 inches of that mass.
Still pulling it off.
Oh my goodness! All right, gents. Robbie gets to do the closeout this week.
I'll give it to. I'll pass it on to Lukasz. Nobody does it better than Lukasz.
Me? Why me?
Yep.
Because you're the best.
Okay.
Do the chicken.
Yeah.
The first one, so it's going to be hard to
End it on a high. Yeah, I see.
I'll do my best.
You see, that's my point. Nobody does it better than Lukasz.
Anyway, if you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all the social media. Make sure to like the algorithm, right? That's how you say it.
Yep.
He's almighty, and he I don't know what he's doing, but he's important for us. So make sure to do all the fancy stuff. And also make sure to use the fat ass discount on Apollon Nutrition site. You will get a nice, 15 or 10% discount right now. And also use the discount on Body Shop Pro, which you will get 10% on Lukasz site on all assortment. So use the final scoop, and that's basically it. Oh, and the last thing is to make sure to like, share, and follow Stack 3D site. My boy.
So Shrina's already come in and done it all.
My brother, aka the how you said it. I like that. The kiwi nuts.
The kiwi grapes, the mini,
The hairy nuts.
the fuzzy ball sack.
Oh yeah, fuzzy ball sack. Yeah, that's basically it. And I apologize.
This day for your Lord Fuzzy Balls. Lord Fuzzy Sack.
For fucking up the anniversary for her.
Shane.
Yeah.
You're coming to New Jersey with Nikki and Ava, right?
Yeah.
Is
We're
Sridhar
traveling
coming
with the
you?
whole circus. And Sridhar.
Yeah, is he coming with
I'll
you?
hit him up.
I just want to be ready.
I'll hit him up.
Well, I think Sridhar said he's in California, isn't he?
Well,
he's out there. So Shane's landing in California. Just pick Sridhar up on your way to Jersey.
Don't start this
I'm
because
just trying to figure out how big of a car I need to go to pick him up from the airport, because it seems like I wouldn't be surprised if Sridhar is coming too.
maybe Nikki's secretly Sridhar and I don't even know. And she hasn't told Lukasz, so no one's let the secret out. So
for somebody who cannot say LGBT whatever, you suck at this then.
Look, I don't say I'm stopping in LA because I told Aaron from Formax, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop in LA. And he's like, oh, we'll come see each other. And I was like, oh, my flight got moved actually. And now I'm just flying straight through. But he cut me off between when I was going to say my flight moved. And then he was like, oh, okay, so you don't want to see me. And I was like, no, Aaron, it's just that my flight was moved. I was going to stop, but it got pushed forward. So now I have to go straight to the Arnold. I don't have time to fuck around.
Aaron, just don't forget about my supplements.
Well, I'll see him. I think we're going to Expo West, so hopefully we'll see him then.
So bring some for me.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say Carnivore January is almost over. I'm down 5 kilograms and will carry on for a bit more as I feel great. Outstanding. Go for it, man. Hey, it's working for you.
That's
Hey,
great,
you're
man.
enjoying it. Rock it.
What you got for breakfast, Simon? Meat.
Beef liver. Okay, gents. For listeners who have no idea what the hell's going on, Shane just changed his name, and I couldn't see any of our names while I was reading the comments from the listeners. I closed out the last comment from Simon Says, and then
is it still Lord Fuzzy Nutsack or just Fuzzy Nutsack?
And Shane's name is gone from Lord Shane to Fuzzy Nutsack. So
no, the name is Nutsack, and the Lord has been replaced by Fuzzy.
Here we go.
Mr. Nutsack, Fuzzy Nutsack. Yeah.
Joss Coalfield coming in under the wire. Hey, gents. Hey, Joss. We are about to sign off as is, unless you've got a question or a comment in the next 30 seconds. I'll time it. I'll give you 30 seconds to let it go. Are there any fights tonight?
No, I don't think so.
It was
Okay.
last week.
Well,
But
I mean, sometimes they just have
playoffs.
the fight night. Like, it's not a major thing.
You got the championships. Is it tomorrow or is it the?
Yeah, the conference championships for the NFL are
Yeah.
tomorrow. In which, just so you know, there's the LSU quarterback will be quarterbacking the Bengals, Mr. Joseph Burrow, that brought us a national title in 2019. So
Yeah, but he's not with you anymore, so who gives a shit?
he's with the Bengals. I'll pull for the Bengals because he's on there, and so is Jamar Chase, his number one receiver when we won the title. So that'll
Okay.
work. I'll pull for
So
that.
you're going for the Bengals.
Sure.
Who you
Although
got the other one?
the Chiefs have a couple of LSU boys on there too, but I'll go for the Bengals because the Bengals kind of like a tiger anyway. So
So you're just going for both.
No, I don't go both ways. I'm gonna go for the Bengals.
Okay. I'm going to pick the Chiefs, to be honest.
Okay, that's.
I don't know if
mean,
you saw
can
that game
understand
that absolute bullshit of a game in the last 2 minutes last week. But if he can do that in 2 minutes, I'm just wondering what the fuck he was doing the whole game. Like, they scored like a third of their points in the last 2 minutes. Like, what were you guys doing? You were just pissing around for like 3 quarters and 13 minutes.
this. Or the
What shit was
defense
that?
on the other team that went to like prevent, which prevent defense is just kind of is a euphemism for we give up, just get up as much junk yardage as you want to.
It was just ridiculous. I was like, oh, done. Bills are in. And then I changed late. I was like, what the fuck was this? And then he gets the ball. I was like, well, of course he's going to fucking win. He just did it twice, like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going for Chiefs.
Okay. Josh.
And I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I haven't really watched any NFL this season. I mean, typically I'm a Saints fan, but it's been a shit show, especially since
Yeah, they
Breeze
suck.
retired. And Sean Payton just retired, so it's new. There's going to be a new head coach at LSU next year, and with the Saints, it's going to be rough.
I just don't follow the college scene, so yeah.
Closing out, Joss, I always manage to miss the lives. Happy to just be able to say hi to you guys. Well, we're happy that you chimed in
Oh,
about the last
that's
little bit
nice.
of our lives.
Appreciate it.
Yes. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for your time, listeners. Tuning in. Thank you guys as always, and we'll catch you next time on the Final Scoop.
See ya.